What's good, guys? It's your boy Justin J coming to you with another video. Let's cook, boys. Let's cook. All right, this is why so many women are single. Okay, now I got a couple talking points I want to go over in the video. This is for the bros. If any women are going to come in the comment section or they're watching this video, maybe you can learn a thing or two. And if you want to chime in, hey, look, it's no sweat off my back if you don't agree. If you want to disagree, that's cool. Even men, if you disagree, that's cool. When men understand all this stuff, it's actually a good thing. You've been freed from a lot of the BS that's going on in society, okay? In turn, you become a guy who just gets it. And guys who just get it are more attractive to women. So if you don't even understand this, by listening to this, it can help you become more attractive. Since we're on the topic of becoming more attractive, let me put you guys onto a great deal.
The sponsor of today's video is Teej Hanley. Teej Hanley simplifies the entire process of taking care of your skin. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing you don't. Seriously, I still don't think some of you believe me when I tell you how much implementing a quality skincare routine will improve your confidence in all aspects of your life. I recommend you start with their level 1 system. This comes with all the basics. Check this out: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20, and a PM moisturizer. Oh yeah, check this out. They make it even more simple for guys like us. They provide this instruction card in every box that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. This thing's a game changer. Skincare wasn't something that I always took seriously. Looking back on it now, I can see that I should have taken it seriously. This isn't something that you want to put off, bro. But don't even take my word for it. They have over 10,000 5-star reviews from satisfied customers, right? Listen, if you see any signs of aging, get on it now. Your future self will thank you. And because Teej is sponsoring today's video, they're offering you an amazing deal. Just click the first link in the description, get 40% off your first box plus a free gift. Plus, as a member, you'll get 20% off for life. Listen, they have these gift options. There's a silicone body scrubber, which is a $20 value. You need to get that because that's my favorite. Once you get this, you will never use a loofah again. Don't wait any longer. Click that link and get started today.
Okay, so let's get straight into this video. It's going to make everything make sense. Number one, hookup culture. Hookup culture has made the dating scene what it is today. See, when women get older, they start chiming in and they want to have discussions and seats at the table. Now, I always tell guys, looks aren't everything, but only the best looking older women that still have options can even have a seat at this table. So whenever you see some older woman, well this and well that, you don't belong in this conversation. You really don't. And I hate to be harsh, but that's just the way it is. Pay attention to what women do when they're younger. And even when women get older, they still participate in hookup culture. Hookup culture is all about going out, getting your needs met with a guy who you don't see long-term commitment with, and turning around and doubling back for a man that you want commitment from that's not as sexually attractive as that guy. You don't desire him that much. Now, if women from off rip made a guy that they were sexually attracted to go through all their hoops and hurdles, hey, kudos to you. But we all know that's not how it goes. So when I tell dudes, you know, the weed man gets to hit when they're younger. The frat party guys get to hit when they're younger. The guys who play flip cup in their basement or the garage at their house, those guys get to hit. The jocks get to hit. You know, the SoundCloud rappers, the come up rappers, they get to hit. The guys who they think are the coolest that they're sexually attracted to, they don't have as many requirements for when they're younger. Then when they get screwed over a couple of times over, they bring all these standards to men. It doesn't make sense. And men are waking up. See, this is what happens. All the other guys that I didn't mention maybe got overlooked. Then as they got older, they became more attractive. They understood how life works. Get some confidence, some wits about themselves. Now they can't be fooled over. They can't be messed around on. And women are upset about that. So they say this, well, I'll remain single because men can't meet my standards. How is that when men get greater as they age? They're not talking about bums. They're not talking about guys they're not attracted to. So if men typically tend to get more attractive the older that they get by building themselves up, how is it that the older you get, you have no options? Sounds funny. It's not that. It's hookup culture. And when men become more attractive, let's say in their 30s, late 20s, and even into their 40s, they can still double back and get with women that are younger, that are going to cooperate. But hookup culture at the beginning of it This is why men don't want to put heavy effort into women. This is why men don't want to give too much attention into dating, because it goes like this. If she really liked me like that anyway, she would hook up with me. So when women even say on dating apps, well, I'm not trying to do friends with benefits or no hookups, it makes no sense. Like, really think about this. If she likes you, eventually she's going to hook up with you. Might not be the first date, might not be the second date, might not be the third date, but eventually you guys are going to hook up. So you can just completely ignore all that BS when you see that. Have a conversation. Invite her somewhere, invite her over or whatever. But you're going to find out sooner than later, if she's attracted to you, sex is going to happen sooner than later. So let's look at it like this. If she doesn't have all these standards and requirements for you, then brings it to the next man, that's also a part of hookup culture. The word situationship is at an all-time high. What the hell is a situationship? Now, obviously, I know what it is, but it's funny. Situationship, what do you mean? That just means it's sex only. She doesn't know where she stands with this guy, or she tried to check him. She tried to insert herself for a relationship. He wasn't going for it. Now, she doesn't want to lose out on getting her needs met, so she just stays put. And she hopes over time that this man will change his mind. That's hookup culture. But then there's another guy who is all about her. But see, it's not about that. It's not about these guys. The guys that they really want are the only men who even get a shot to participate in hookup culture. All the other men fall at the wayside. So whenever you hear a woman complaining about a dude that she's dealing with, and she can't get commitment out of him, she can't get him to try harder, she can blame that on hookup culture. And you're still single while you're hooking up with that guy. Hookup culture. Number 2, calling effort low effort. Any forms of effort that you're putting in, if it's not up to par in her delusional mind, it's low effort. Women are even calling coffee dates low effort. Now, that's fine. That's your prerogative. If a coffee date is low effort for you, that's cool. But that's still effort. When a man is genuinely trying to get to know you. See, I even have videos on this, and I tell you, women don't really want to get to know you. Most women don't want to get to know you. Because a coffee date is a good way to get to know a woman. Get in and out. Spend some time together. Pick each other's brains. See where you're at, what you want, what you don't want, what you like, what you don't like. Over a simple cup of coffee, maybe even a bagel. But that's considered low effort. They want the low lights. They want the 4-course, 5-course meal and all this, the drinks and all this. But what does that do? That doesn't help you get to know her. That doesn't even get to help you see if she's actually interested in you like that. So what's the dinner for? To snap the pictures, to put it on her story, the reels, show that she's going to an extravagant restaurant. Somebody actually gives a damn about her like that. But see, that's not about getting to know somebody. So if you're not willing to do that, then you're low effort. You're not good enough. And that's fine. See, men are just going to stick and move. If she doesn't want the walk, the tea, the coffee, something low investment like that, she ain't worth it anyway. And here's another thing. Okay, so a cup of coffee, you won't accept that. But if a dude said, okay, let's go to Fridays, let's go to Olive Garden, let's go to Chili's, let's go to Applebee's, they would still have a problem with that. See, it's about the money being spent. But what does the money have to do with anything? I think women have it in their mind that if you're willing to go out and shell out $300 on a date, that means that somewhere along the lines in these 2 months of you talking, you're going to put $1,000 in her hand. You're going to put $2,000 in her hand. You're going to cash app her $3,000. It doesn't make any sense, okay? Now, I remember this one chick I was talking to. She said a guy pulled up Gucci Diored out, pulled up in a fly whip, took her to the Hot Rock Spa, and he took her to an extravagant dinner date, right? He hit at the end of the night. But then he ghosted her. She was upset about that. And I asked her why. She said, because I wanted to keep getting that experience from him. On his Instagram, he flies around. He goes to different countries. I was hoping that I would get to be a part of that lifestyle. He ghosted her. So that's what I'm talking about. He did it one time. And then this is what happens. They bring you this energy of what you're doing is low effort because off that one time, that's where they set the bar. It's kind of like when they get with the guy who they view as better than them, but they can't get with another guy after that. They'll bring these standards to the next man because of that one guy. It's delusional. It's delusional. So remember that any type of effort is low effort. So women who ain't about nothing. And that's another reason why they remain single. Number 3, women tend to ignore men that will treat them the best. So You could even be attractive. This is why I tell you guys, easy, slow down. You could be an attractive dude, right? Now, you come at a woman, you're very respectful. Let's say you wanted to do it like this. You bring flowers on the first date. You open up the doors. You bring it to a nice brunch spot, right? You're not being super pushy. You're just vibing. And you guys were actually on the phone before this. You go to kiss her after the date, she moves her face. You know why she moved her face? Because of the way you were leading the interaction. Boyfriend energy. But guess what? Putting in all that effort and that good positive energy is showing that your intentions are good. A man only has to go through situations like that a couple of times till he understands, I need to switch up my strategy. And it's funny that when he switches up his strategy, all the women that he deals with after that are on his terms and they show him pleasant energy. They don't move their faces. Funny how that works, right? The men who will treat them the best, they tend to ignore. They tend to make them wait and make them jump through hoops. The guys who are not showing them any type of effort, I call these dudes the silent killers. Very silent, very nonchalant, could give a damn about them. Those are the dudes that women want the most, bro. So this is why whenever you're around women, there's no need to be chit-chatty like that. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? All right. That's it. There's no real reason to sit there and be chit-chatty with them. And you can talk, but stick and move. Stick and move. There's always this allure. There's always this mystery about you. Those are the ones they're attracted to the most. Why he ain't sweating me? Doesn't make sense to them, but it draws them in. Okay? So for your own sanity, you need to understand this. If you're a guy that's been through this and you can't understand why she wants the other guy and she doesn't want you, it's because you're putting in heavy effort, and best believe she'll want you on the back end. But it won't be because she genuinely desires you. But check this out. It messes up their psyche. It messes with them. Because they think back and they say, damn, I rejected that dude, or damn, I played with that dude and I wish I had that dude now. Now, women can say they enjoy being single. That's cool. That's their prerogative. But you got plenty of videos out here of women saying, damn, this dude bossed up. Damn, this guy was a better option for me than that guy. You know what I'm saying? So don't take it as a big hit to your ego. Just understand that she wasn't smart enough to recognize that you were bringing good energy that was going to benefit her. She wanted to go in the other direction. And that's cool. But that's also a reason why women remain single, because those same guys that wanted to put in heavy effort wake up and they find other women that are just willing to meet them halfway. Number 4, too many unrealistic expectations out of men. Now, men are pretty simple. So whenever you ask a guy what he's looking for in a woman, you could write it down on a sheet of paper. Not even a Post-it. You could write it on something small, a business card. When a woman is asked about her requirements for a man, it's like a book. It doesn't make sense. And you know why it's like that for men? Because we're used to thinking like this. Over time, things are going to continue to get better. That's what you would call building. And you already know your responsibilities as a man. So you're thinking you're going to build something. Women? No, he has to be this guy already. So women psych themselves out and they say, I'd rather remain single because there's not a lot of these guys. Well, no shit, there's not a lot of these guys. And it's nothing on men. See, I'm making this video so men understand it's nothing on you, bro. And most men who are those type of guys that they're talking about have all the options, because if they all want that type of guy, that guy can just sit back and have his pick of the litter. So women don't understand that, and they want to just fall back and say, well, I'm single by choice. Let me tell you something like this, man. If a woman is single by choice, why do you even have to say that? Why do you have to say that? I don't run around saying I'm single by choice. Makes no sense. I actually acknowledge that I understand how women see me by the treatment that they've given me or still continue to give me. So why would I say that? You get good energy from men. Men are willing to do for you. You wouldn't have a problem with men. You would never say I'm single by choice. These unrealistic expectations and requirements are garbage. And men are actually starting to wake up to it, and they're just ignoring it. It's like, it sounds like garbage because it is, but that's what keeps them single. Number 5, 80% of men are unattractive to women by nature. When a man becomes more attractive, let's say he gets in the gym, right? And he got energy from women, but he always had to go after women. So now he bosses his life up. He gets in shape, and he sees when he goes out in public, maybe at his job, women are just flocking towards him. He might even take a couple of them on, rinse, wash, repeat, catch, release. And he's like, yo, this is so easy. But then he also sees another side of it. Women are fake. But what I mean by this is like 80% of men, the men who really want women, all men want women. All men want women deep down inside. They just don't want to deal with the problems. But women only find 20% of these dudes attractive. How is that even possible? There's so many men. Because their requirements, their standards are so high for no reason. So this is what happens to men. When they actually become more attractive, it's their time now. They're up now. So why would they go back in time, get some chick that never wanted them, or go through a chick's hoops and jump over her hurdles to get with her when he's having his fun? Now, don't let this go over your head. Dudes are always talking about this 8, 9, and 10 thing on the number scale. So if a guy consistently gets 6s, 7s, 8s, right, and he throws them back in the water, what does that do for the other 80% of men that women don't find attractive? It does nothing. It keeps messing everything up. It goes back to the hookup culture. So that's why you get women who are 5s, 4s, 6, 7, and they think that they're the best thing since sliced bread because they hooked up with one of these guys before. But what women don't understand is a lot of dudes who are attractive spent time being unattractive, not just their looks, knowing their way around women. Now that they know their way around them, bro, they're up. It's their time now. Number 6, smart women latch on to good men and good options. Smart women latch on to good men and good options. See, when a woman really likes a dude, I'm going to speak about my own lady right now. I never understand this low effort talk because the first time we met, I didn't even have sex with her the first time we met. But she came over, we hung out. She was cool as hell, right? Opened her wallet, bought groceries for me. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, I posted her on my story. I think the week before last. And I put, after she put the food away, folded the clothes, washed the dishes, this is what she's doing now. She was bent over on the yoga mat working out. Shout out to Caroline Gervon, I think her name is, on YouTube, the workout chick, doing one of the workouts. What is so hard about locking down a dude or getting with the dude and showing him consistency? Do you know that I haven't even asked this woman to be my girlfriend? I don't know what month we're at. I don't count months and stuff. Maybe 18 months now. 20 months, almost 2 years, I think. But this is funny that I'm doing this video because I did a video similar to this one explaining how one of her friends was goofy. You understand? And it's not hard. Women find a dude who they're really into and they latch on to him. He doesn't even have to commit. He doesn't have to ask her to be his girlfriend. She just plays her position. And with consistency and effort, he shows consistency and effort. It's not hard. It's really not hard. But stupid women, and I'm sorry, actually I'm not. Weirdo women think that a guy has to be perfect in order for him to get some sort of access to her long term. Here's the thing, bro. I didn't walk into this thing perfect. I always tell her, if there's anything you don't like, the door is open. You can always leave. Okay? From the very beginning, I told my woman, if you don't like something, the door's open. You can leave. All I get is admiration and respect. Notice how I didn't put love in there. All I want is admiration and respect at the end of the day. So women out there, and I say that to say this, there are other women that have men in their lives. So when women are smart and they still have their looks about them, they still have their wits about them, they're not out here trying to play the field and run game on men, they get a good option and they latch on. Those women are actually smart. And here's the thing. So the good options are getting taken away from women who are just there to play games, and that's why they remain single. So if a dude has good energy from a woman that's on his team right now, right, you could say that he has a rotation, or maybe he doesn't. He goes to deal with another woman, right? She's bringing him all this energy. She could be a 9 or a 10. He's like, I got my 7 over here. I got my 8 over here. Even as low as a 6, I got my 6 over here who cooperates. You're tripping. You're tripping. I'm not dealing with that. And I don't care how good you look. So she remains single until she finds a simp. That falls into number 7. There's not enough simps to go around. This is why women remain single as well. So when it comes time for a woman to settle for a dude who she was never really into, the dude's like, he'll do. Guys with money that are willing to simp and take them seriously and parade them around, there ain't enough dudes. There is not enough guys. And if you look at the numbers, there's more women in the world than there are men. So I'm literally stating a fact. Now, think about it like this. How many men make enough money where they could just send $5,000, send $3,000, send $10,000 anytime they want to a woman for nothing at all? Giving women an allowance. There's not enough simps to go around, bro. Now, even if you look at most men who do have money, take away sports, actors, and rappers. Think about dudes who have actual professions, like actual jobs and careers. Most of those guys fall into the 80% who are unattractive. A lot of men are waking up in these spaces. They're finding this content and they're saying, well, I'm not good enough anyway, even though I have the money. See, this is going to make a lot of sense to you. I always see guys saying this. I make a lot of money. I put myself through school. You know, I have a house. I have a car. I have a business. And women still don't want me. Or it's so hard to date out here. I'm getting ghosted. I paid for dinner. I flew her out. She didn't want to get sexual with me. But these guys are the guys that are willing to simp, right? So even with the simping, if they're unattractive, like she don't even look at them like that. There's not enough simps to go around to satisfy that craving that women have. That craving for a good life. You might see a woman on here, oh, well, my husband gives me this money and my boyfriend does this. Bro, there's not enough of these guys to go around. So that's why women are single out here. Men are starting to wake up. I wanted to have this discussion because, you know, in a lot of spaces, dudes get frustrated with this stuff. There's nothing to get frustrated with. All you have to understand is women that are delusional are going to remain single. Women who are smart with their approach are going to get snatched up. Or they're going to go and put heavy effort into a man they want to snatch him up. It's just that simple. And when you understand all this, you become more attractive because you realize, I don't have to put up with games. And if you ever did put up with games, you're like, I never had to do that in the first place, not going backwards. So this is why so many women are single. Hope you guys got a lot out of it. It's your boy, Justin J. Get with you boys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go, boys. Let's go.